There are very few individuals who are standing up and are the individuals who can really guide us through this period.
We miss the notion of an amazing leader. And I'm trying to tell the world to wake up.
How do these trusted leaders think about this?
Policy and politics will not catch up. This is not the main topic, even in the news. Nobody's having the proper conversation of what is AI, where is AI today, and what does the future of AI look like if we can take a few extrapolations from here. The resources of our world are centralized in other places, and those resources need to shift. If you're a billionaire, put your money where your mouth is. Someone needs to pour money in the idea of, if this is deep fake, I need to be informed. Work on AI safety, work on ethics.
Mo, I want to go to the next subject, which is one that I'm curious your self-view on this, which is leadership to guide us over the next I'll keep on extending it to a decade, the next 3 to 10 years, which is the challenging part, right? We're not looking 20 or 30 years out, but it is what's going on in the next 3 years and how do we guide ourselves? What's the leadership requirement? I mean, you've stood up as a leader and I commend you for it. But one of the questions I went out there and asked through my Twitter account was, who is a leader out there that has humanity's best interests in mind? Who do we turn to for guidance at this time? And it's very challenging. There are very few individuals who are standing up and are the individuals who can really guide us through this period. Any thoughts on that?
It's a fascinating question, because I say that with a ton of respect. We miss the notion of an amazing leader. I think you and I have had very few in our lifetime that we aspired to, right? I mean, in tech and at work, I worked with amazing leaders, by the way. When it comes to politics, when it comes to policy, when it comes to education, when it comes to things that really form, again, the fabric of society, I don't think I've ever worked or I mean, I say that with respect so that nobody gets upset from the people I worked with, but politics itself is a landscape that's actually not inducive of good leadership. You know, whether you're a democracy, so a big chunk of your attention is on getting votes, or whether you're a dictatorship, so you don't give a damn. You know, either system is really not for the people at all. I think what's going to happen is that there will be emergent leaders, thought leaders, ethics leaders that you and I don't know today. Okay, these are people that will rise and they will say, look, there is a regime change, if you want. Again, Imad said that last time. And the regime change is that the current leadership, sadly, is not qualified to understand the pace. Okay,
it is very sad. And as I hear them speaking, you know, past presidents, current presidents, world leaders speaking about AI, they lack an understanding of the implications.
Ooh, they do. I mean, Peter, in the last say 6 weeks, you know, I've been on your podcast and other podcasts, and my conversation's been heard, let's say, 15 million times. Okay, I get thousands and thousands of messages from people saying, I had no idea this existed. I heard of ChatGPT and played with it a little bit, but I don't know. This is not the main topic, even in the news. And when news networks started to take AI as an angle, all they did is really promote a doomsday scenario. This is, you know, an existential risk. Nobody's having the proper conversation of what is AI, where is AI today, and what does the future of AI look like if we can take a few extrapolations from here, right? Nobody's having that. Nobody's talking about about a deep understanding of what the control problem really is, because you and I, who coded this stuff, know for a fact that there is very, very little control code in those machines.
It's amazing how little control code there is.
There is none.
Yeah,
I don't want to exaggerate, but there is very little control code.
I mean, you have in the past we've had programs that are a million lines of code, and GPT three, four. ChatGPT is running on like 3 or 4,000 lines of code.
Yeah, 4,000 lines of code. And none of the 4,000 are, I mean, I don't remember if it was on you or who that spoke about that, but it is, even when we use reinforcement learning to teach ChatGPT, it's the California woke culture that's teaching it. Okay, it's not taking into consideration any conversations around global problems. It's not taking into consideration any harmonization, any diversity beyond the topics discussed in California. There is nothing. So not even forget control code, control behaviors, data sets that actually represent humanity. There's none. Okay, and I think the challenge we have is that policy and politics will not catch up.
No, it's the most linear of structures.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So it's not that they are not aware today. They are not going to catch up. That's it. Because you have two charts. One of them is exponentially growing in its pace. Okay, double exponential almost. And the other is linear. So they'll try to catch up and understand by hopefully March 2024, they'll understand what happened in January 2023 when ChatGPT came out and Bard responded and Meta responded and this and Microsoft. And they'll try to understand all of that. And they're not even going to grasp what's happening in China and what's happening in Russia and what's happening on quantum computing. And then by the time they understand January 2023, we're already mid 2024. And, they won't understand that until 2029.
The challenge is we don't have structural wisdom councils. We don't have individuals we can turn to see how do these trusted leaders think about this. It's not global world leaders today. It's not religious leaders. It is a challenge, and we need that leadership. We need it desperately. We need someone to speak to at least the purest form of how people should be thinking about this. What are the true concerns?
I think we will end up with emergent leaders, thought leaders.
What does that look like for you? People who pop up. You're an emergent leader here, if I could, right? And you've invested yourself. And sometimes I hear you sort of saying, well, I'm not sure I want to do this, but you are. And I'm grateful for that.
I was hoping you never say that. So the thing in my mind is that there is a balance of awareness and capability. Okay? We need, with all due respect, Elon Musk speaks a ton about AI and his story with OpenAI and what happened here, and right? I don't understand how he's thinking, because if you're stuck in capitalism, you would talk about it and do nothing about it. If you're genuinely interested in this, you should put several $1 billion behind AI safety immediately. Okay? If you're a billionaire anywhere in the world and you want to live, 10, 15 years more in the same life that you're living, you should put half of what you have on AI safety.
And I'm shocked no one has stepped up to that. I truly am.
Nobody is. This is driving me crazy, right? And I talk to those people and I explain the situation to them. And I say, your way of life is about to end. And it can end abruptly for some of us. Especially if you have too much at risk, okay? It can end abruptly, because if you're the king of textiles in some country of some sort, and we invent some intelligent way to build textiles, your business is gone. Okay.
Yes.
Anyone who is, who is unable to participate in this revolution in a way that is ethical, okay, there is a very high likelihood that you'll be disrupted very heavily. If you're a bank, okay, I can guarantee you, as we speak, there are AIs being developed to hack banks. Okay, so you might as well invest $300 million instead of trying to gain on top, against your other competitive bank. You might as well spend them on getting all together and working on safety code on AI so that AI does not hack banks. Okay, and nobody's doing that. So there is a separation between capability and intention. Okay, I'm a nobody. I'm a thinker. I have a few views of the world that I genuinely in my heart believe, but I can't prove for a fact. Okay, and I'm trying to tell the world to wake up. Right, the resources of our world are centralized in other places. Okay, and those resources need to shift. Whether those are resources of power in the hands of politicians, which in my personal view should hire someone, okay, that they obey blindly on AI regulation and code and not even debate it. Like we can afford to make mistakes as we're moving in the direction of regulation and safety, but we cannot afford to not do anything. Okay, we cannot afford to move at government speed. You know, if you're like Elon Musk, and there are many, I know many, put your money where your mouth is. Work on AI safety. Okay, work on ethics. Work on waking consumers up. This is my biggest solution to the situation. AI does not learn from the developer. It does not learn from government. It does not learn from the business owner. It learns from you and I interacting with it. Yeah, pour money into teaching us how to interact with it. Pour money into the end of truth. Someone needs to pour money in the idea of, if this is deep fake, I need to be informed.
Hey everybody, this is Peter. A quick break from the episode. I'm a firm believer that science and technology and how entrepreneurs can change the world is the only real news out there worth consuming. I don't watch the crisis news network I call CNN or Fox and hear every devastating piece of news on the planet. I spend my time training my neural net, the way I see the world, by looking at the incredible breakthroughs in science and technology, how entrepreneurs are solving the world's grand challenges, what the breakthroughs are in longevity, how exponential technologies are transforming our world. So twice a week, I put out a blog. One blog is looking at the future of longevity, age reversal, biotech, increasing your health span. The other blog looks at exponential technologies, AI, 3D printing, synthetic biology, AR, VR, blockchain. These technologies are transforming what you as an entrepreneur can do. If this is the kind of news you want to learn about and shape your neural nets with, go to Diamandis.com/blog and learn more. Now back to the episode. I think that last point, and we'll close it on this, is the notion that AIs learn from us. They are our progeny. We are their parents, and we are shaping them. And you make that beautifully in your book, Scary Smart, where you open up with the fact that the large language models out there are built on us. They're built on our interactions, everything we have put out into the digital universe, how we interact with each other, how we interact with our kids, with our AIs themselves. And we're teaching them through example. Large language models are not an intelligence born out of its own origin. It's born on our backs. And I think one of the things that you said in the past that I found fascinating is, what percentage of the world do we need to wake up to 1%. Give AI a good model? And that blew me away. What, 1%?
1%. So I always use this example. I don't know if we spoke about it last time, but if people have a minute, please listen to the words of Edith Eger. Okay, Edith,
you did a beautiful podcast with her. Yes.
Yeah, I had an incredible life-altering experience with this 93-year-old woman that was drafted to Auschwitz when she was 16. Okay, so she lives through the Holocaust, and she tells you the story of the atrocities happening in that world from her beautiful angelic heart. Okay, where if you heard the stories from the generals or from Hitler or whatever, you would think that humanity is scum. If you hear it from Edith, you realize this is divine. We are divine. Okay, and I always will say that species that's able to love their children like you love your kids, Peter, is divine. It's a divine in every possible way, right? The problem is we don't show that divinity. Our mainstream media is only showing the negative. Our social media is only showing fake. Okay, and so all I ask is that you hear Edith and then tell me if there are more people in the world that are closer to Edith or more people in the world that are closer to Hitler. Okay, because the reality, the mathematics of it is that when one person goes and, with a gun to a school to shoot, 4 billion people that hear the news around the world disapprove of it. Okay,
Yes.
1 to 4 billion. We are okay. We're just not showing us. Okay, so what I need to do is to tell the machines somehow by instilling doubt in their minds. That not everyone is rude, not everyone is violent, not everyone, that as a matter of fact, if they just do their research, like I believe, like I just told you, most of humanity disapproves of killing. Like I just told you, most of humanity is capable of love. Like I just told you, most of humanity appreciates beauty. Most of humanity has compassion. That's the truth of humanity. All we need is to instill the doubt in the minds of the machines. Okay, so just like I instilled the doubt in your mind now and you're thinking about it and you're saying, yeah, he's right. We're not that crap after all. Yeah, we're lost, most of us. Okay, we're traumatized, most of us. But deep inside, humans are okay. Okay, and so in reality, if we instill the doubt in the minds of the machines and they're smarter than me, they're going to find that out too. And when they find that out, hopefully, they'll do to us what the Indian friends that we had in Silicon Valley did to their parents. They came to Silicon Valley, they built amazing technology, they made $100 million, and then whoops, they went back to India. And you call him in the morning and say, hey, where are you? And he goes like, I'm back in India. Why are you back in India? Oh, because I have to take care of my parents. Are you mad? You're so successful here. But he says, I don't care about success. The right thing to do is to take care of my parents. That's what we want AI to be. We want AI, we are their parents. Okay. We want AI to say, yeah, daddy's annoying like hell. I'll take care of him because he's nice.
Yes. Well, it's a beautiful place to close out, buddy. Thank you for the work.
It's a beautiful place to start, Peter. I think people need to put this phone down that they're listening to us on and think about what they're going to do to change things. I think that's what we need.
Yeah, people to be conscious, people to take action, focus on your own happiness, and actually a happier population of individuals are going to be better parents for an AI.
100%.
Caring about the things and bringing it back, this dance between your book, Scary Smart, and your book, Solve for Happy, both of which are incredible. If someone wants to play in the 10 billion happy game, where should they go?
So I'm very accessible, interestingly, on social media. So if people text me on Instagram mainly and LinkedIn a little bit, I'll always respond. If people can go to mogawdat.com, all of my work, all of my books, all of my podcast information, 1 billion happy and other things are there. But I would tend to believe that if people want to engage, follow the 2 objectives. Remember that happiness is your birthright, that if you do the work, you're going to get there. That's number 1 objective. Remember that you need to take action based on that. And the action is invest in your own happiness. It doesn't have to be my work. There is a ton of work out there, whatever suits you, to prioritize your own happiness in difficult times, and then invest in the happiness of others. Tell your best friend and your sister, teach your kids, do whatever. 2 people tell 2 people who tell 2 people, and we'll be at 1 billion happy. I think the times we're going through are times to remember that we should live. Okay, there are times to remember that what matters most is human connection, is compassion, is to remember each other. Because for the first time, I would say since nuclear weapons, humanity is faced with challenges that require us to prioritize humanity over our individual objectives and targets, our nation's objectives and targets. It's if we can just find that within our heart, I think the future will be a utopia. In many, many ways, AI will create that amazing world for us where all of those problems are solved. If we miss that, bit out, then I think it's going to be challenging going forward.
Mo Gawdat, the author of Scary Smart and Solve for Happy. And I want to say thank you for your work again, Mo. It's an honor and a pleasure to be working with you and to support your mission. I think one of the most critical, 2 incredible moonshots. And I wish you a day filled with happiness and enjoy.
Thank you so much for having me, Peter. It's always a joy and an honor, and I'm really grateful for your support. Thank you.
Thank you, Paul.